G'day champion, how are you? Welcome back to Murphy's Magic Saturday Sorcery. My name of course is Beau. Thank you so much for joining me on this absolutely beautiful chef's kiss of a Saturday. Now you just saw the most haunted box ever reveal what card or object a spectator was merely thinking of. Imagine this, a spectator chooses absolutely any card in the deck. You then lay 3 cards out in front of you and have your card box placed on top of one of the cards. Nothing happens. The card box gets placed on top of another card. Nothing happens. The card box gets placed on top of a final card. Then this happens. I think this is a super fun, interesting way to do the spectator's witch hand routine or a spectator sort of object or card in a super visual reveal. And that visual of that card box shaking as it finds the spectator's card or object is absolutely beautiful, if I do say so myself. What's more, there's also an examinable version for all you people out there that love examinable objects. You also have full control over this object at all times, and there's no electronics at all. Now, before we get into how to build and perform this effect, I do want to tell you about this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win this exact gimmick from this video, all you need to do is hang around till later on the episode, and I'll tell you how to do just that. But first things first, let's get into the build. Okay, so to build this object, you're gonna need a couple of things. You're gonna need at least 2 decks of cards, some magnets, or something magnetic, a rubber band, some scissors, super glue. Now, if you want more information on this super glue or any objects you see here used to build this gimmick, check out this video card on screen right now. Pause this video, go check out that one, and then come immediately back here. You're also gonna need some double-sided tape, an X-Acto knife, and some smaller magnets. We'll get more into that in just a second. Now, with your first card box, you're going to cut off about a quarter of the bottom of the box. This is so when the magnet inside spins around, it doesn't hit the top of the box or come outside of the other object if you're going to have a false bottom on it. So cut around your box, cutting off the bottom half of the box. Cut around there and put that bit aside. We don't need that anymore. We now want to cut off about a quarter of the end of this box, as we want the box to be less wide than a normal card box. So you're going to cut that bad boy off just here, and then we're going to glue it on the inside of the other box. So it's going to look something like this. Now you can either use your super glue or your double stick tape here, but I'm going to use my super glue. And you're just going to glue all 3 sides of this box, and placing it inside the other box and press the sides tight until your glue dries. Now, using your X-Acto knife, you're going to cut down about halfway down this box on either side. So halfway down there, and then halfway down on this side. As you can see here, the slit goes down about halfway down this box. This is where we're going to load our elastic band in. But before that, we're going to take some double-sided tape and place that in the bottom of the box. This is where we're going to stick our magnet down onto later. This is where we're going to have our time delay of our magnet before our reveal. You're going to peel the back of the double-sided tape off, and then run your finger over the double stick tape a couple of times to get rid of that stickiness. Now you're going to take your rubber band and cut it into a length that you desire. Place your magnet down on the table and add a bit of super glue to it, and place your rubber band along in the middle of the magnet, just like this. You're gonna wait for that to dry. Once that's dry, place your rubber band down inside your slits that you made just earlier, but you want to have the elastic band have a bit of give. You don't want it to be pulled really tight, because we're going to wind this later, and an already wound and tight rubber band is going to snap easier. So put a bit of give into it. You're now going to add some super glue around either side of your box and on your slits where your rubber band comes out. This will hold it nice and tight in place. You could also tie some knots, but I'm just going to do some super glue and then cover it up with some tape. Now, the reason we have a smaller magnet for the bottom of the box instead of a larger magnet, or the magnet that's also inside the box, is because when we go to steal the magnet, we want it to be as small as possible to be hidden behind our fingers. You obviously can use a bigger magnet, but it's going to be more for you to hide. Now let's attach our double-sided tape to our magnet. To do this, you're going to hold your magnet on the bottom of the box the way it's going to be placed on its double stick tape. Take that little magnet and place it down on the bottom of the box. So you can see here, this is the way it's going to be facing out when your thumb attaches to it. So place that down on the table and attach your double-sided tape to it and trim the edges up. Now to set your gimmick, all you're going to do is twist your magnet around and around about 30 odd times to make it nice, tight, and ready to go into wild mode. You're then going to push it down onto your double-sided tape to hold it into place. Have you seen last week's free tutorial yet? Make sure you do. Card on screen right now, or the link is in the description. Make sure you check it out. It's an absolute feast for the eyes, and it's completely free. Go treat yourself. Now I need to interrupt for just a second for the mid-episode giveaway. But before we get into this week's giveaway, we need to find out who won last week's bundle. So drum roll, please. Congratulations, my friend. You're the winner of last week's bundle. If you can email me just here, I'll get that prize out to you quicker than you can learn how to fly. Honestly, Sailcat never gets old. Now on to this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the exact gimmick from this video, all you need to do is comment below what you would build this gimmick into. Whether it's a deck of cards, a can of Coke, a candy bar, whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below and I'll choose someone out at random and you'll be announced in next week's video. So good luck. All right, champion, ready to check out more videos just like this one? Make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we drop new videos every single day. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe because why not? Save yourself coming back later. Now loading your gimmick is super easy to do. Once your magnet is spun around and ready and loaded, you're going to use your middle finger, pushing it down onto the double stick tape on the bottom of the box, keeping a nice firm grip there. Then holding your tuck box, you're going to load it into your tuck box, pushing down, keeping everything straight to the bottom of the box. Then using your tiny little magnet, you're going to clip it onto the bottom where your magnet is, clip it and hold it in place, and close everything up. You are now loaded, ready to go. Now you may be wondering, Beau, you said that there was an examinable version of the box. Well, yes, 100% there is. This is it here. As you can see inside, this is the gimmick built into the box. And you can tell from here that you can't notice the back of the box is pushed forwards because it has a nice depth illusion to it. Now, if you want to do your false bottom, you're going to need another box. And what you're going to do is cut off the bottom of the box. Now you cut off those 3 flaps, the bottom of the box and the 2 tabs. You are now going to either double stick tape them or super glue them to each other. So a bit of the old super glue here and a little bit over here. And stick your tabs down. You now want to attach this to the inside of your gimmick. So taking some tape, you're going to place it down on the back side of the bottom of your box, like so. And then stick it down to the inside of your gimmick. So the sticky side here attaches to the inside of your gimmick like this. You generally want to match this up about midway, so the flap is sitting in the middle of the gimmick. And it'll look like something like this. So when you push the flap down, it looks like the bottom of the box. Now loading the examinable gimmick in is pretty much exactly the same as the other gimmick. You're just going to have to contend with a little bit of a flap and then loading that in as well. Now that looks something like this. So here's your examinable gimmick here with your flap. You can see here it looks like the bottom of the box. And to load that in, you're obviously going to spin your magnet up, hold it down in place like you did before with the double stick tape, load it inside your box. So you're going to load it in, holding this flap up against the back of the box. When you're loaded down, same thing as before, load your magnet onto the bottom to hold your other magnet in place. And then using your other fingers, close up your lid and keeping it in place like this. And that will sit nice and firmly and snug in the bottom of your box. Now the really cool thing about this is because the gimmick is the size of the box, when the spectator opens this up and looks inside, because it's the same size as the box, it sits snug and perfect inside there. They can give it a little rattle if they like, and they're not going to find anything. It's not going to come loose. It's going to sit perfectly inside that tuck box. And they're not going to find anything. Now that's it. That's the end of the build. Done, finished, kaput, kablamo. Now let's get into some ways on how to perform this and what you could perform it with. The first way I do this is performing it with a deck of cards because it makes sense for the card box. Now what I do is I have the spectator have a free choice of any of the cards, and I use a key card to be able to control and know what card that they're merely thinking of. But you don't have to use key cards if you don't want to. You could control the card, you could force the card, whatever you want. It's completely up to you. Now, once I have those 3 cards laid out on the table, 2 indifferent cards and the spectator's chosen card, I then get my box ready. Now, this is my box loaded up, ready to go with the gimmick. And here on the back, you can see here, I've got a magnet with some double stick tape attached to the back. Now, having the box ready, I move from card to card. And when I'm ready, I put my thumb on that magnet, pushing down on the double stick tape and taking it up with me. As I use my fingers to cover my thumb with the magnet on it, I come up, covering with my fingers and taking it away. Then over a time delay, that box will then go off, revealing the spectator's merely thought of card. Again, it doesn't have to be cards, it could be money, it could be objects found around the room, wallets, whatever you want to do this with. Now that's it, that's the end of today's episode, but thank you so much for joining me. If you do have any questions on this gimmick build, please throw them in the comment section below. Use the hashtag #QuestionTime so I can find them amongst all the competition entries. And if you do decide to build this gimmick, please tag us in your content. I'd love to check them out and reshare them. Now I'll let you get back to your Saturday champion, so if you want to come hang out right now, we're live on our Discord having jams, trivia, games, hangouts, and even more. I can't wait to see you there. Link in the description below to that bad boy. Otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday for an episode of Stumped, on Wednesday for a What's New this week, or I'll see you another time. Now take care, see you later, bye for now. Whoa, hey, whoa, what's that? Oh, you should definitely check out that. Oh, there's so much good magic in there. You won't regret it. Hey, whoa, hey, look at this bad boy. You should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, then watch that. Oh, it's a good day to treat yourself.